Hello, everybody. So, I just took my two sons and put them in my little yellow bike trailer, and we rode my bike, together to eat some Waffle House while my wife was off with my daughter at a ladies' breakfast event. So, I had an interesting experience during this trip that has something to do with zoning and road policy. So, I thought I'd talk about it. Um, here's my approximate route right here. And so I rode. Probably took me about 30 minutes because I was pulling those two chubby little boys in the bike trailer. But once I got to the Waffle House, I was tying up my bike, locking my bike up, and getting the boys out of the trailer. And this nice guy in the parking lot was like, "Oh, that's so cool. Are they twins? That's so fun. They get to ride in the back of the little bike trailer." And then he pauses and he thinks, and the wheels start turning. In his American mind, he's like, how far do you live? Did you come on the main roads? And that got me going. I didn't go into my whole spiel with him because he was just an unsuspecting, friendly guy in the parking lot. But what I wanted to say, or what I would say, if it had been appropriate, is let me tell you, my friend, we live in the Sun Belt. We live in Spartanburg County, so when you're this far out from the city center, all we've got is main roads because you got main roads and you got cul-de-sacs or loops or dead end roads. So on the way back, I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, well, maybe I'm being too harsh in this area. Maybe because we got interstates, we got 26, we got 85. Maybe these whenever you have an interstate, you got to have a bridge over the interstate, and that creates bottlenecks. So maybe I'm being too harsh in this area. Maybe there really is just no way for us to avoid having to ride on main roads at greater danger to ourselves. Maybe there's just no way around it. But then I looked at the map and I thought, well, wait a minute. No, of course there's a better way. Now, this is a little different from your typical scenario because a lot of times it's like residential cul-de-sacs with dead end roads. But if you look right here, okay, crossing over I-85, business loop, and crossing over business loop, and then the regular 85. If this connected with this, and this connected with this, and with that, and with that, we could have done the bulk, more than half of our route today on smaller, safer, less busy roads, to the delight of all the drivers on the roads that I had to be on today, as well as to my delight in being, safer. So, who is the culprit here? Well, in my idealized route, we could have gone here, cross over here. They apparently already built a bridge anyway, get into this nice little square, and right here, in my ideal world, the square would connect with the triangle. And then the triangle would connect to the weird rectangle. And maybe then it could connect over to this other weird rectangle. And then, boom, we're, almost a Waffle House. So, turns out I was right in my criticism of this area. Um, yeah, the interstates play a part. You do have to cross the bridges where there are bridges. There are some unavoidable bottlenecks there. But again, just always popping up. If we had functional side streets, it would be so much better for anyone trying to get anywhere by foot or by bicycle, and also for drivers. It would simplify things in terms of your choice. Because for a lot of people, like that guy in the parking lot, he thinks, at least subconsciously, even if he never rides or bikes, he knows, you know what, I don't think these roads are like 100% safe unless you're in a car. I think that probably I'm just never going to ride a bike or walk because subconsciously he thinks, danger, danger, there are cars, oh no. And what no one thinks about is if we just had a grid, you could have the exact same road structure. Even you could even keep your Euclidean zoning, which has its own problems. But if you had a grid, a weird spaghetti functional grid would just make the connections where it's obvious to make them. Safety would just be like massively improved. Okay, spiel over. That was my takeaway from my Waffle House trip.